Good afternoon. Heavy rain is disrupting the road and rail networks on one of the busiest travel days of the year in England and Wales. The Environment Agency has issued 4 severe flood warnings for south-west England. Those are life-threatening floods and it's the highest level of alert. Residents in Helston in Cornwall have been evacuated from their homes because of rising water levels. There are a further 128 flood warnings in place across the UK. Several major rail routes are still suffering severe delays, and First Great Western says problems are so bad in the southwest of England they're advising passengers not to travel west of Taunton. Andy Moore reports.
Coast Guard on scene.
Shot by a Coast Guard team in Swanage in Dorset, this is the effect of weeks of rain on an unstable cliff face. Overnight, Helston was one of the worst hit areas. Firefighters did their best to reduce the level of the river, which was on a severe flood alert. In the early hours of the morning, police officers knocked on doors, urging householders to leave for an evacuation centre. In the event, very few did.
So we managed to move quite a lot out of here, actually.
Flooding is a miserable experience at any time of the year, but even more so during the festive season.
You just don't even think about Christmas at the minute, so it's a lot more important things than Christmas.
The band of clouds swept in overnight across the British Isles until nearly all the country was under heavy, persistent rain. Rail services in the West Country have been hard hit. In many cases, replacement bus services can't run because of flooding on the roads. On the main line between London and the West Country, a temporary dam inflated with water is being used to keep the rising floodwaters out of crucial equipment.
This is the first time it's been used in the UK. It's used in other parts of industry across the UK, but not the railway, so this is the first time it's been used.
First Great Western is urging its passengers not to travel west of Taunton unless absolutely necessary. Arriva Trains in Wales has issued a similar warning. They're very unusual appeals from train companies on one of the busiest travel days of the year. Andy Moore, BBC News.
Well, let's speak now to our correspondent Andrew Plant, who is in Helston in Cornwall, where a severe flood warning is in place for the River Cober. And we've been getting details from the council, Andrew, of just how busy the emergency services are in Cornwall this weekend.
Yeah, I think there's probably few things more stressful than being flooded out of your home this close to Christmas, but that's exactly what's happening to some people here in Cornwall. It hasn't stopped raining for several hours now. Overnight, 2 inches of rain coming down, and you can probably, hopefully, hear me over the noise of the hard pumps just starting to try and get rid of some of this water in the background. Now, I've just captured the Chief Fire Officer as he walked past. I know you're very busy, but if we could just have a quick word, just tell us a bit about what you're doing here.
Well, at the moment, the river's actually breached in 2 different places. So we've got a high volume pump working, trying to actually reduce the level of water in the river, which is about 8,000 litres a minute that's pumping out. And we've got 2 fire appliances here actually pumping, trying to protect the properties.
And I hear you've got pumps coming down from London as well, because all your appliances are busy at the moment.
All resources in the southwest, high volume pumps are a new dimension national asset. So we've got additional resources coming down if we need them.
OK, thank you for sparing the time. I know you're very busy. I'll let you get back. Let me just take you around the corner here. So this is Devon and Cornwall Fire and Rescue Service. We have asked them if it's OK to come round the side here. You can see just how bad this is. This is what they, beg your pardon, this is what they call hard pumping. So they're taking these lines here down the drains and using a filter to try and get that water back into the Cober, which has burst its banks. A lot of people here telling me that they woke up to this. So most of it has happened overnight, and what they're trying to do is protect these houses here. Some of the ones at the back there have already had the water come over their doorstep. Now, this is one of the places in the southwest that's had a severe flood warning issued. There have been 4, some in Devon as well, and that means there is an actual risk to life. There are 3 levels, if you like, and a warning means there is quite a likely risk of flooding. An alert means it's probably going to happen. Here it means people need to start doing something right now. So the sandbags are out. Fire and rescue teams very busy here in Cornwall at the moment, also Devon affected. There's also a lot of problems on the roads too, coming down here on the M5. It didn't stop raining during the 2-hour journey. I didn't switch off my windscreen wipers once. There are a lot of problems on the trains too. First Great Western saying that it's going to be difficult for anybody to travel if they're coming from Paddington to get anywhere west of Taunton. So that's going to cause a lot of disruption. And also in Wales too. Aviva train services saying that it's very problematic there too. So the message from them is if you're planning to travel in Wales, particularly from Swansea and Newport, then to check before you go. So a lot of problems here in Devon and Cornwall. We'll keep you updated as the day goes on.
Yes, looking pretty bleak. Andrew, thank you very much. Andrew Plant there in Helston, where they really are battling against that river water from the River Cober. Well, there'll be a full weather forecast just before 1:30 here on BBC News. And, of course, there are many more details on our website, bbc.co.uk/travel news.